to start off on the COVID-19, how it's reshaping or shaping the future of cybersecurity, I think the number one point that we want to bring home here is that it's changing the threat landscape that our employees are seeing, that our businesses are seeing, and what does that mean for security awareness efforts. So in the months, well, it feels like months, it's been weeks, obviously, of the work from home environment that we're all living in now, most of us are living in now. There's been some changes to kind of how we work, and that obviously has, for better or for worse, made us change kind of the way that we approach risk and our risk appetite. And so there's been a shift in kind of our risk profile that's essentially been forced on us as we try to preserve continuity of operations and respond to the pandemic that we're in. And so as the intro mentioned, that obviously brings about a lot of different emotions from our employees and from our organization as a whole, our management teams, our boards, things like that. So we want to be sensitive to those, but also understand what that means in terms of the security of our organizations. What that essentially brings about is a need for additional training, and training and testing of employees is probably on the last one of the last things on people's minds as they just try to get by in these times and respond to the situation that we're in. But it is very important in terms of keeping our organization secure. We also see kind of a decision point where, are we spinning up a bunch of corporate-owned devices and making a mad dash to do that, or are we loosening restrictions on bring your own device? So that all has security implications, of course, and how we architect. All of this brings about changes to corporate culture. Obviously, when I talk about risk appetite, we kind of talk about corporate culture hand in hand. And the underpinnings of all this is disaster recovery, business continuity, and obviously pandemic preparedness, and what we wrote in our plans, what we're practicing today, the delta between those things and how to rectify those in a meaningful way, as throughout the response, which is looking like it's going to be a pretty long haul.
So we've been all over the place. Again, I'm Brian. I'm the director of risk management and audit. I'm doing everything from auditing and risk assessing these new technologies that our clients are putting in place to having conversations with them about what's the right opportunity and what's the right solution for what they're trying to meet. And it's been interesting. Of course, our customer base is all over the map in terms of where they were previously, in terms of remote work and what they had allowed and didn't allow. And some of them are at the mercy of the legacy hardware they had in place and legacy systems that they're dealing with, versus some others that might have been more progressive in pursuing more current and newer hardware that maybe they were kind of already prepared for this situation and just needed to open up a couple more doors to allow for more remote work capability versus having to run out and try to purchase and implement a full remote work VPN, laptops, hardware situation. So we're seeing it from all sides right now. It's been a very interesting time to be an information security consultant.